All right, team, let's cut right to it. We're here to talk about a big, expensive problem. Our ad spend is bleeding cash. This whole session is about how we're going to fix it. We're tearing down our landing page strategy and rebuilding it into something that actually works, a predictable growth engine.
So why? Why is our ad spend so unprofitable? I mean, this is the big question, right? We're pouring money into paid ads, which should be our best way to scale, but we're just not seeing the returns. So what's the hang-up? Where's the actual bottleneck in this whole machine?
Well, here's the thing. We've been looking in all the wrong places. For weeks, we've been tweaking ad copy, playing with audiences, testing different platforms, but the real problem happens after the click. It's not the traffic, it's where we're sending them. It's the landing page. Look, paid ads are supposed to be our secret weapon for growth. They're built to be predictable, scalable, automated. But, and you really need to get this, all of that power, all of that potential, it all comes down to one single thing, how well our landing page performs. If that page doesn't convert, the entire system just falls apart.
Think about it for a second. We can't really control how much ads cost, right? Or who we're competing against in the auction. That stuff is out of our hands. But what we can control, what we have 100% total say over, is the message, the story, and the experience on our own turf. Our landing page conversion rate, that's our lever. It's the one thing we can pull to actually guarantee a return on our investment.
Okay, so how do we pull that lever? It's gonna take a huge strategic shift. Starting right now, we are done talking about what our product is. We're gonna start showing people what their life will be like with it. We're flipping our entire approach from talking about features to demonstrating outcomes.
You know, the source material we're looking at today nails this perfectly. It says, the most critical mistake is competing on a list of features rather than the outcomes the product provides. And that's exactly what we've been doing. Listing specs is a race to the bottom. It makes us sound like everyone else. The real value, the thing that actually sells, is painting a clear picture of that better future our customers can have.
And this slide just lays it out so clearly, doesn't it? On one side, you've got what this source calls feature-focused slop. It's just a list of tech specs, it talks about what it is, and honestly, it just gets lost in the noise. But on the other side, you have outcome-focused quality. This approach shows a clear result, it explains what you get, and this is the stuff that not only wins, but also keeps winning, even when the market gets tough.
Okay, so that's the big idea, the strategy. But a strategy is just talk without a playbook, right? So let's get into the execution. The single best way we can demonstrate outcomes, especially for a product like ours, is a killer demo video right at the top of our landing page.
Let's just be real for a minute. Text and some screenshots, they can only get you so far. If someone lands on our page and doesn't get it in about 5 seconds, they're gone. A great video completely closes that gap. It doesn't just tell them how we solved their problem, it shows them the solution happening right there on the screen.
And this isn't just about winging it. There's a process. First, we laser focus on one core, painful problem our customer has. Second, we write a script that tells the story of how they go from that pain to a fantastic outcome. Then we record it. And finally, and this is super important, we add that professional polish.
And when I say polish, I don't just mean making it look pretty. I'm talking about smart animations that show people where to look, an engaging voiceover that's telling a story, not just reading a script, visual cues like zooms and highlighted clicks that make it easy to follow. The editing needs to pull you in, make you want to see what happens next. That's how we keep them hooked.
All right, let's bring this all back home. Why are we doing this? What's the big payoff? It's all about finally making our ad spend profitable. It's about building that predictable growth engine we've been talking about. Right now, this is where a lot of companies are, including us. 2%. A 2% conversion rate. I mean, with a number like that, your paid ads are almost guaranteed to lose money. You just can't sustain a business on that. But here's the exciting part. By making this one strategic shift from features to outcomes delivered with a killer video, we're not just looking for a little bump. We are on the verge of completely changing the math of how we get customers. This is the new target, 20%. And yeah, I know, that's a 10 times improvement. It sounds crazy, but the data shows it's totally possible when you have a landing page that's firing on all cylinders, focused on outcomes. This is the number that turns marketing from a line item expense into a profit-generating machine. And when we hit that number, that's when we get everything we've been working for. Growth that we can scale up, revenue that we can actually predict, and a customer acquisition system that pretty much runs itself, all fueled by profitable ads. That's the end game. So I want you all to go back and look at your landing pages with fresh eyes. And I want you to ask yourself this one simple question. Is your landing page selling a list of features, or is it demonstrating a better future? Because the answer to that question is going to define just how far we can grow.